Welcome back to another video. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to walk you through step by step how I actually get a deal off of the MLS. Okay, so without further ado, we're just going to jump right into the video and I'm going to show you, right? Because obviously we're doing a lot of deals directly through the MLS, right? And I love doing deals through the MLS. It's probably one of my favorite things. Just working with real estate agents in general. So I'm going to show you how to find a deal on the MLS, and then I'm going to show you actually how to call the real estate agent, okay, and really just how to navigate that conversation and have a good conversation with them, right? The idea is that you build a relationship with the agent, and eventually, that agent will continue to bring you, more deals, okay? So we'll keep the video fairly short, but I'm going to just jump into it. So I'm going to go right here just on my MLS, okay? Now, obviously, I'm in Arizona, and I have access to the Arizona MLS, okay? That might look different for you. It might be a different MLS. Essentially, the same principle would apply, okay? The look might look different, the feel might feel different, but at the end of the day, the strategy itself will be identical, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go in here and I'm gonna do a couple of different things for the purpose of the video, okay? So as you can tell, right now, residential real estate, we have 12,764 either active listings or coming soon, okay? So that automatically filtered for active and coming soon. And that is in Maricopa County and Pinal County in the state of Arizona, okay? So what I'm gonna do first is I wanna look every day at all of the brand new deals that just hit the market, okay? It's one of the first things that I do. And there's a lot of other strategies that I'll teach you either later on in the video or in a different video on how to look at deals that have been on the market for 30 days, 60, 90, at 120, 180, 200 days. And that is a totally different conversation with the agent. Like, why has the deal been sitting so long? How come it hasn't sold? Yada, 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 right? There's also different ways to filter for investment properties on the MLS, and there's different keyword searches that you can do within the MLS. And again, I'll save that for either later on in the video or a different video, okay? So for now, I'm gonna add a field, okay? So I went down here, clicked add a field, and I'm gonna go to days on market, okay? In Arizona, we have cumulative days on market, and then we have agent days on market. Doesn't really matter which one you do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do 0 days on market as the maximum, okay? So in other words, I wanna see all of the properties that just hit the market today, okay? So as you can tell, we've had, so far, it's 12:07, okay? At the time of making the video, 12:07, 105 new properties have hit the market since midnight of last night, okay? So 12:01 to 12:07, we've had 105 new properties hit the market, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and filter a couple of different things. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a minimum price point of about 100 grand. I'm gonna do a maximum price point of probably about 500 grand. And again, I'm doing this because I wanna look at the lowest hanging fruit every day on the MLS, right? Multiple times a day, okay? In an ideal world, I would do this same search probably 3 times a day. I would do it once when I wake up in the morning. I would do it one time at the time of making the video, about lunchtime. And I would do it another time, maybe a couple of hours before I actually go to bed, okay? Or, right when I'm about to leave the office, right? I wanna catch any additional properties that continue to hit the market throughout the day and build relationships with those agents and see if there's any good deals that could be a good fit for an investor, okay? So with that being said, the majority in our local market, right, in Arizona, the majority of the investment properties, right, the buyers out there, okay, the buyer pool, they're gonna be looking somewhere in that ballpark of under 500 grand. Doesn't mean I can't sell an investment property for 800 grand. Doesn't mean I can't sell an investment property for 1.5, right? We totally can, okay? But again, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna keep it very simple and I'm gonna look at things between 100 and 500. I know that we have the most amount of buyers for that particular criteria, okay? And again, if you're in Atlanta or North Carolina or Indianapolis or wherever you're at, that might look different, right? You might cap that out at like 300 grand when you're looking very quickly for the lowest kind of hanging fruit that you can find, okay? So again, in Arizona, 500 grand, okay? I'm gonna go ahead for the sake of the video and I'm gonna do single family detached, okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm also gonna add another field, okay? And I'm gonna see if it'll let me do this. And I'm gonna try to go special listing condition. Let's see if it'll let me do this. Special listing condition, okay? And I'm gonna do NA. Now the reason I'm gonna do that, okay, and I'll click it here in a second, is as you can see, we've got all these different special listing conditions, okay? We've got lender, REO, we have auction, we have owner agent, we've got age restriction, probate, court approval, pre-foreclosure, HUD owned, FERPTA may apply, all of these different things, okay? Again, I'm looking right now for the purpose of the video. We can do that another time. It's not to say I can't wholesale a property in a 55 and up community, right? We do it all the time. It's not to say I can't wholesale a pre-foreclosure. We do it all the time, right? It's not to say I can't wholesale a lender-owned property, right? It's just that it will typically be a bit more complicated. And for the sake of this particular video, I want to keep it very simple to show you that every single day there's low-hanging fruit, right? That you can go out there and you can grab by building relationships with these real estate agents and by having a phone conversation with them, seeing what this situation is, etc. Okay, so I'm going to do special listing condition NA. Okay, meaning there's no special listing condition. Okay, and that is going to bring our search criteria, as you can tell, down to 32 properties. Okay, now I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm just going to look here, and I'm going to see where these properties are at on a map, okay? And most of them hopefully are gonna be in areas where I think we'll be able to move them, okay? For the most part, I probably wouldn't go too far out, like that one right there, some of these down here, maybe a couple of them in Santan Valley. Again, just know, I won't filter those out for the sake of the video. I wanna keep them in here because I wanna look at them. And I wanna try to have a couple of good conversations with a couple of real estate agents for you right here on the video. But know that they can be more difficult. So depending on the market you're in, you have to know kind of the hot areas where all the buyers are buying, right? But Maricopa is not a bad place, and we could totally sell a deal in Maricopa or whatever. So now what I'm going to do now that I have my 32 properties here, is I'm going to quickly just go through and look at the pictures, okay? The idea of doing this multiple times a day is that it doesn't take you a very long time, right? The idea is that you're able to very quickly look at the pictures and determine, could it potentially, based on me just judging a book by its cover, right? Could it be a good investment opportunity, okay? I would imagine that one we just looked at, right, with the photos here on Veracruz, is probably going to not be a good investment opportunity based on the pictures. They're probably listed at about retail, and we'll look right now. So we have 1,381 square feet, single story, 2-car garage. Let's see what else we have in the area, okay? We have a 1541 sold in February 2023 for 197, okay, so not looking good. We have 1381 2-car 292 sold, okay? So basically right out of the gate, I'm not gonna spend my time and energy on that particular property because the odds of them selling significantly below the list price, 0 days on the market, are not very high, okay? So we're just gonna keep on going here, and we're gonna look at the pictures of this one, okay? 85042, looks pretty clean, okay? We've got Formica, it's definitely outdated, needs updating, it's got a pool, okay? Kind of got this like little detached garage off the back of it here. I'm gonna go to report really quick, see if there's anything kind of that I need to know within kind of the public remarks or the private remarks. There's really nothing, all showings to be Saturday. If this is possible, text me. So they're gonna review all the offers. They're most likely just looking for the highest and best offer. So I'm just gonna keep on going for just a minute, okay? So again, this one looks pretty remodeled. Let's check out this one in Buckeye here. I have a decent feeling about the Buckeye one. So Buckeye one might be a good one. Let's just see. 4-bed, 2.5 bath. Amazing value, price to sell. Okay, we've got Kelly Norton with EXP. I believe I have a relationship with her. She sounds familiar. 2,154 square feet. It's a 2-story. let's see if we have any comparable properties. 2154 sold for 360. Okay. Let's see if we have any more. 2154 sold for 432 in July, so the market was definitely hotter, and we would have to adjust for that. Another good comp. So this one actually looks like this could be a good deal. Okay, they bought it in 2008, so let's just go ahead and give the agent a call, and let's just see if we can get the agent on the phone. Okay, so 602-330-5856. Hey Kelly, it's Austin Zaback with EXP. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. You having a good day?
Yeah, somewhat. I'm exhausted today, but yes.
You've been out showing a bunch of properties?
No, not today. I have a senior this year, so
Ah.
we had an event for him last night, so I'm just kind of dragging today.
Gotcha. Yeah, you gotta love that. And it's getting hot too, which will kind of take it out of you.
Yes, for sure. How can I help you today?
Yeah, so I was just giving you a call on the Yavapi that you just listed, I believe, today, right?
On which one? Yavapai?
Yavapai, sorry.
Yep. I was like, I have no idea what street name you said. Yavapai, I just
Definitely.
entered a little bit ago,
Yep.
so I think it was that one. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just looking at it, and I was wondering if you could tell me any more about it, if there's really anything else to tell. Like what kind of the situation is with the seller.
Oh, they are purchasing another property, so it's contingent on this one selling.
Okay.
So it's just priced to sell.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought...
Um,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I think it has newer paint on the outside too.
Okay.
The paint on the inside is in good shape. There's tiled stairs, which not everybody would like, but I mean, for that price, what the heck?
Right.
Take it off and put carpet on it if you want it. So there's tile. There's tile upstairs in the loft. Tile pretty much everywhere except for the bedrooms.
Okay.
I mean, for the price, it's a great house. And I've seen some of the other ones that sold for like $370 and $380, and this one's really no different. So.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the same thing. Yeah, we actually have a couple of like rental properties in that area. So yeah, full transparency. I just saw, it looked like, I mean, right out of the gate, kind of looked like a pretty good deal. So, and it would probably be like a great rental. So I do like that. It is super clean.
Yeah, it has 4 full bedrooms.
Okay.
And that ginormous loft.
Right, and a big backyard.
Yeah, it has a big backyard.
Yeah.
Yep, big
Okay.
backyard.
So they're already under contract on the new one, basically, and they just need, okay, got it, okay. Cool, so in a perfect world then, what is like the most important to them, Kelly? Is it just, I know, like, so my offer would just be all cash. You know, as is, we would just, I mean, assuming there's nothing major wrong with it, which doesn't seem like there is.
I can tell you if it's crazy low. I don't think that she's going to go for that just yet. Because
Understood.
we haven't even, had enough showings to be able to have a traditional home buyer, which we know would give them a better price.
For sure.
And there is nothing wrong with a property like that.
Yeah.
So she had the opportunity to go with cash investors and turn them down.
Yeah.
So because of the low net. So so obviously price being important. I can try and find out what her ideal close date would be.
Yeah.
It's an out-of-state purchase. It's not one that I'm handling.
Okay, got it.
But I do have the phone number for the realtor, and we've been in touch. So I can ask her, what we're looking for that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, and I totally understand, by the way. I don't think that our offer would necessarily be super low. I know that every investor is obviously different, but the other investors, I would imagine, are probably thinking of maybe flipping it or something to that effect, and so therefore they need it at a lower price. Whereas we would most likely keep it as a rental, so we could probably pay a bit more than maybe a different investor. So just kind of an FYI there. But yeah, that would be great if you could get me kind of maybe just like an ideal close of escrow. Obviously, like if there were, because you don't currently have any offers, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
I literally just put it on like 15 minutes.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, so I would imagine there will be multiple offers then whenever we write on it. So I just want to make sure the terms are also the most ideal terms for them. Just that way maybe our offer will stand out a little bit. So yeah, if you could, that would be great. Just let me know, and then I will most likely write up an offer. What is the How is it to go if I wanted to go view the property?
You just do a showing time.
Okay.
Her mom lives with her, so they would just step out. There's no pets or anything there, so they would just step out. Just so you know, on the patio, you'll see like a bucket that has green water in it. It's not like a mosquito infestation. It's actually koi fish babies.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, their koi fish had babies, and so they have to scoop them out, otherwise they get eaten.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what that is on the patio, if you see that.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
And the screen is there to keep mosquitoes from getting into it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so there's little baby fish in there that she's going to be giving away to some fish people. So
I love that.
So anyhow, you'll see she loves gardening. There's plants and trees and garden stuff everywhere.
I love it.
The koi pond is in the back. It's not going to stay. It's just like a shell of a pond that's back there. So that comes out, and then she'll fill that back in with dirt. Okay. And then you'll see that the dirt is on the side of the house. It's over, and she put plants all the way around it, like herbs and stuff, just sitting in their pots and stuff around it. You'll see it. Okay. So some of that dirt will go in there, and then she can make that, she can plant the plants in there if they want, there's options that she can do. It doesn't look bad the way that it is. It's just that she's going to fill in the hole. So there's not a hole back there.
Sure. Okay. No, that I really appreciate you elaborating on that. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I will definitely most likely submit a showing request. And then, if you want to, I can text you and maybe just at your convenience, obviously no huge rush, but just see kind of if there is like an ideal date she has in mind that she would want to close.
Yep, I texted her while we're on the phone, so as soon as I hear back, I will let you know.
Okay, and this is my cell phone number, so feel free to just shoot me a text whenever you hear back.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So that's an example, obviously, of a pretty good call, right? They're listed at $344,900. Really, she was saying that there's comparables that are selling for like $370,000, $380,000. I mean, I'm seeing ones that are actually sold for more than that, but they were in 2022. The market was a bit hotter back then. I will say, though, the market has definitely crept back towards kind of where it was in June, July, August, or like May, June, July of 2022. But we do have a couple. As you can see here, this one sold for $425,000, and I'll show you. I'll actually open up the new link, and then I'll open up this one as well because we've got a couple of them here. These are basically a model match, I do believe. Yeah, so 4.3, identical square footage. As you can see the pictures here, this one sold for $425,000, and this one sold for $432,000. And it's not like either of them were like crazy remodeled, right? So, let's just assume the market went down some, okay? Let's just assume even a $400,000 ARV. It is a pretty clean property. In Arizona, there's a likelihood that we might be able to sell it for 80 cents on the dollar, okay? It just depends, maybe even more to a landlord type of buyer. It's pretty turnkey, okay? If it needed a ton of work, I would say, we need it at, 70 or 75% of ARV, maybe even lower if it needed a lot of work, obviously. But let's just say a 400 ARV times, let's just do 80% for the sake of the conversation. That would give us a $320,000 number, okay? And they're listed at $344,000. So the idea is that if the seller replies to Kelly and she's like, hey, the most ideal close of escrow date in the world is May 17th, right, or whatever. And, we don't want to have to make any repairs. We would love to just leave a couple of our couches there. Like, we don't feel like moving them. We would love to leave the bucket of fish in the backyard or whatever, right? In a perfect world, I want to know all the ideal terms that the seller is looking for, because although we might come in 10 grand or 15 grand lower than maybe a retail buyer, our offer is going to be really clean, right? And it's going to be really attractive to that homeowner, because the homeowner is going to look at our offer and they're going to be like, yeah, but they're willing to, put up earnest money. They're willing to do a shorter inspection period or due diligence. They're willing to buy it as is. They're not going to ask for any repairs. They're willing to close on the exact day that we want to close. so we can move into our new home, right? Because they're really excited and they want to move into their new home and they don't want to run the risk of the deal falling apart. So that's where you can really, like, you have a huge advantage, right? Like if you're an investor and you really feel confident in being able to perform, you know, you are able to provide a huge value, right? Like the amount of value that we're going to be able to potentially provide to that seller and that agent is massive. Okay, so yeah, that is a quick way. Like literally, we've been doing this for, I don't know, like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10, and we already found a great deal. So you know, we have a big operation, as you know. So what if you're watching, what you might do is, you know, just right here and now, you know, go make an offer, right? Type it up, you know, write out a really nice email, give the agent a call back, say, hey, you know, the offer's in your inbox, you know, would love for you to present it to your seller, would love to get the deal done. I know you just listed it, but like, let's get the ball rolling, right? Like we gave them everything they want. The only thing is maybe we're a little bit lower on price, but they got everything else, right? What I'm going to do is when I'm done filming the video, I'm going to send all that information to my transaction coordinator, and she will do everything for me. And then I will just call the agent back and have that conversation. Obviously, we have, you know, multiple transaction coordinators, so we'll be able to do that. But I'll do that here shortly. So let's just go ahead and see if we can find maybe another property while we're making the video, just so you can see another example, okay? So let's just see. We've got this one in Chandler, and they want a 12-hour notice to show the property. There's not really very many pictures of the property, okay? I don't know. It does look like this is maybe listed at ARV, 1,070 square feet. As you can tell here, 2-car garage. We have a 1250 sold for 350. Let's see what this one is. 1250 did sell for 384, which is ridiculous. That was in August of 2022. And another 1250 sold for 430. It's pretty wild. Those both did sell kind of at the peak of the market, but we do have another 1250 that just sold for 407, and they're listed at 345. So we might have another deal, okay? We might have another deal right here. They're listed $60,000 below, maybe $70,000 below ARV, okay? We've got a couple of very good comparable properties here. I feel very confident about it, okay? So let's just go ahead. Let's see, when did they buy it? They bought this in 2015, okay, for $164, as you can tell. So we're gonna need to go ahead and give this agent a call because I think this could be another phenomenal deal, okay? So 480-390, let's see here, 480-390-7531. See if we can get the agent on the phone, okay? Kimberly.
Hello, Kimberly.
Hey, Kimberly, this is Austin Zaback with eXp. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Are you having a good day?
I am.
Good. So I was just calling. I see you just listed, I believe today, this listing on Iowa.
Yes.
Okay. I noticed there's only like 4 or 5 pictures. Can you maybe fill me in a little bit on the situation with the seller?
Well, basically, everything happened really fast, so I just took interior photos today.
Oh, okay. No worries. You gotta love that. Did they just kind of decide to sell out of nowhere, or?
Well, no, they've been actually planning it for a couple months, but they actually found something that they like.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's always rough when you find something you fall in love with and you're like, oh my gosh, we gotta sell.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so then it's, and they've been there for what? They've been there for quite a while. I think I looked, they bought it in like 2015.
Yeah, they've been there for a while.
Okay, so no real reason they're selling other than they just found something else that they love.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. What is the like interior kind of condition like? Is it just like dated? Is it clean?
It's clean. It's in good shape. They have done a little updating here and there.
Okay, cool. But overall, it's in pretty good shape, pretty clean. Maybe
Yeah.
minor updating, nothing crazy.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, cool. And then final question, what is like the most important to them? Like, is it, since they found another home, I would imagine like they just want to close as quickly as they can? Or what's kind of like, if I were to write up an offer, what would be the most kind of important thing that would stand out? Like, do they have a particular close date in mind that they're looking for?
Within a couple weeks is helpful.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
They'd like to close in a couple weeks. Why, are you going to send a cash over?
It would be, but it wouldn't be like a super low ball offer. I actually do really like the area, so it most likely would be like a rental for us. Again, I love that area. There's no HOA, which I love. There's no HOA, right?
There's no HOA.
Yeah, so yeah, it would be a phenomenal property for us. So I actually don't think that our offer would be very low. I think I'm going to talk to my partner, but I'm going to see if we can't get like pretty close to list price. But yes, it would be cash, and
Okay.
it would be as is, 2-week, 3-week close, pretty straightforward.
Okay, well, I can tell you, I have 7 showings this evening.
Oh my gosh,
And
okay.
1 tomorrow.
Okay, I love it. Well,
Just to give you some heads up.
yeah, no, I appreciate the yeah, I definitely will keep that in mind. Yeah, I'll try to, I'll keep you posted, but I will, my goal will be just to give you kind of our highest and best, and then that way, hopefully, we just beat out any other offers that you might get. But I'll keep you posted.
Sounds like a plan.
I understand you got to do your job and present all of the offers. I get it. So, but okay. Well, thank you so much, Kimberly, and I will keep you. And if I decide that we want to go take a peek at it, what's the best way? Just go through showing time?
Go through showing time.
Okay.
I can tell you, I don't have any time left this evening.
No worries. Okay.
But tomorrow, starting around 4:15, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, and we are really comfortable with the area too. Like I said, we've done quite a bit in that area, so I don't necessarily need to see it. At some point, I'm sure I would, especially if we went under contract, we would come walk it. But I mean, even if it was like bare bones, I mean, I still like the area and I love the deal, So, yeah, but I'll keep you posted.
Okay, well, I'll have photos here. I'm uploading them actually within the next hour.
Oh, great. Okay, well then I'll stay tuned for those too, and I'll take a look at them when you upload them.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
great.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. So another great call, right? So, again, they've got a bunch of shows. This is another really great example, right? Like 2 in a row, okay? 2 in a row, boom, it's 12 o'clock, like nothing fancy. I didn't do anything that you can't do, right? I'm looking and boom, we've got 2 properties where they're both in the almost exact same situation, right? Like what are the odds of that, okay? Both of them found another house that they like, okay? The first agent that I talked to, their client is already under contract on their next property, and they're pending this one having to close. So they're contingent on the one that they're selling actually closing in order for the lender to lend and fund on the new property, right? And this one is a bit of a different situation, but almost identical, where the buyer found a new property that they love, and they're probably waiting to write an offer on it until they have a contract on this one, so that when they make that offer on the new one, that seller will take it more seriously, because maybe then they won't have to do contingent, right? Because they'll already be under contract. Or they can do contingent, but when they tell the seller of the new property that, they can say, hey, we're already under contract, like it's a done deal, and that'll make their offer look better. So they're in a rush to sell, okay? So believe it or not, although, she just told me, hey, we've got 7 other showings, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, if we write an offer, right? Because again, we just looked, I think the ARV is like 410, if not even a little bit more, right? You saw it with me. You witnessed it live. We're right here. I think, again, we have one. We've got multiple good comparables, right? These 2 are sold astronomically high. I'm not going to compare. I think a hedge fund probably bought that one for 483. I'm going to ignore that one. I think they overpaid for that one most likely. But we have this beautiful 408, okay, right here. I don't even really need to look any further, right? So let's just call it a $410,000 ARV. Again, even at 75%, we're at 307, okay? If we do 410 times 80%, depending on where we can sell it to our buyer, right? It just all depends. But if the property's in really good condition, then we can probably sell it to a buyer for even more, okay? So we're looking at 328 grand, and that would be at 80%, okay? Again, it would be, if we did 410 times 75%, we would be at 307. But again, I think we can probably offer a little bit more due to the fact that both of the properties are in good condition. They're just a little bit outdated, but again, we can actually legitimately keep it as a rental, right? Which I would have to run numbers on, and we'd have to see if that's actually something we wanted to do. Or we can turn around and we can sell it to one of our buyers that is a rental buyer, right? And this is a beautiful one. There's no HOA. And I'm sure that the ROI here would be good. They would be buying it at a discount. They would have immediate equity in the deal. And I think overall it's just a really great deal. So I'm going to keep going here just for just a second and show you how many great properties there are every single day. And again, this is just one search on the MLS, okay? This is not me going days on market 100, right? This is not me filtering, for, special terminology that would give me, investor kind of opportunities on the MLS. This is just me going, what hit the market today, right? And then filtering a couple of things to make sure that I only see what would be great potential property, right? So, what do we got here? Come check out one of the most affordable houses in Surprise. It does have solar, which I don't love, okay? Solar does make it difficult to sell. Please note, Section A, buyer to assume solar. See, because the buyer has to qualify for the solar. They have it right here, which is why I'm not a big fan of solar, okay? Everybody says that solar makes your house more valuable, but really that's just the people that sell solar that tell you that. And I do love solar if you plan to stay in the home for a really long time. I think solar can make a property difficult to sell in the short term, okay? Especially if they owe a lot of money on the solar and you have to be able to assume and qualify for the solar panels. The new buyer a lot of times can't qualify, and therefore it can make it very challenging, right? So a lot of big hedge funds and stuff don't want to work with solar, okay? But does not mean it is not a good deal, okay? So 1,700 square feet, 2-car garage. We've got a 1,400 square feet, 2-car garage sold in July for $450. Incredible, okay? I'm liking what I'm seeing, okay? We've got $1,299, 2 cars sold for $400 in July. Okay, we've got a cul-de-sac, 1647 sold for $490 in July. Okay, this is a model match. Oh wait, no, this is not a model match. It's almost a model match. Ours is actually bigger than this one, okay? This one isn't a cul-de-sac, which is nice. Ours is 100 square feet bigger. Okay, this one is a little bit remodeled. Definitely not very remodeled, okay? Sold for $490, which I mean is pretty wild, in my opinion. But I like what I see. Okay, so they bought it in 2020 for $262, so they've got wiggle room. Looks like they bought it with their VA, so they bought it with a VA loan. Okay, Carolyn. I do not believe we've talked to Carolyn yet today. So let's just go ahead and see if we can get one more agent on the phone for the video so you can see how we do it, okay? So let's give Carolyn a call. See why.
Hello, this is Carolyn.
Hey Carolyn, this is Austin Zaback with EXP. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Doing good. I was just actually calling about your listing that I believe went live today on Evans.
Yes.
Okay. What can you tell me about that?
What would you like to know?
Yeah, I'm why? How come they're selling?
They're military, so they're just moving.
Oh, okay, got it. Are they going out of state or are they staying local?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
They're going out of state.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess how's the overall? I see the backyard's unfinished.
Yeah.
How's the overall condition? It looks pretty clean. It just maybe needs a tiny bit of updating.
Yeah, it definitely needs, in my opinion, needs some updating for sure. They did replace the AC since they bought it, so I think it's just a couple years old. The AC, maybe 2 to 3 years. So I mean, overall, they take care of the home, but just when they bought it too, it was kind of it could have been used some updating, and they haven't updated it. So just more modernizing of it and paint and flooring and stuff like that. So
okay,
yeah.
What I noticed that in the listing description you put that it has solar. I can't see the solar in the photos. Do you know what the payoff on the solar is by any chance?
I would have to look it up and get back to you. It should be in the document section. Like all the solar information should be in there.
Oh, okay, great. I will. Let me see.
Yeah, we usually upload all of that. So if it's not, let me know. But my transaction coordinator should have put it in there.
Solar loan agreement. Okay, so it is a loan. It looks like 25-year loan amount, 42,000, interest rate 2.99. Let's see if we can find a payoff here. I was just curious because I know, depending on the solar company and the panels, I'm sure you've dealt with it, but the buyer has to qualify a lot of times, or the solar just has to get paid off at close of escrow. I'll keep looking. I don't want to waste your time.
No, that's fine. I'm just not at my computer right now.
No worries.
But yeah, it definitely, they're looking for a buyer to assume it, yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. Well, what is the most important thing to them? Is it just getting the most amount of money? Is it closing quick? Is it like a smooth transaction? Would you say? Are you there?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I muted you on accident.
You're totally fine.
No, I mean, I think for them, yeah, they definitely, need money for their next purchase at their next base and everything. But, they obviously want a smooth transaction and that's obviously very important to them as well.
Okay, yeah, so just most amount of money, but also somebody who will just follow through and get the deal done. Okay,
yes.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you so much. And what is it like if I want to go stop by? Is it pretty easy to get into?
They definitely need at least like an hour warning.
Okay.
They have pets, and then they also have a newborn baby.
Oh my gosh,
They
okay.
definitely need time to like get out of the house.
Yeah.
Need to do that. But other than that, I mean, yeah, as far as days and times, she's at home, so we can work around that just as long as they have enough warning.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I will keep you posted.
All right, thank you
Okay,
so much.
bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so third call, got all three agents on the phone. Again, the main thing, right, that I want to do and that I want to show you in the video is that you get every agent on the phone, right? You start to build the relationship with the agent, okay? We really want to take that very, 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 very seriously, right? We do not want, and what I see a lot of people do, is they find the property, they read it, they do everything I did, right? They look at the comparables real quick, see if it's listed below ARV, they look at the listing description, they look at kind of everything, and they just write an offer, right? And they email the agent, hey, here's our offer, blah, 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 right? We don't want to do that, okay? What we want to do is we want to start to build a relationship with the agent, right? For multiple different reasons, okay? Number one, when I'm going to call all three of these agents. When I'm off the video, I'm going to call all three of them back, okay? And I'm going to ask them some more questions, right? And I'm just going to build more rapport, right? Hey, I forgot to ask you, how old's the roof, right? How old is the air conditioner, right? When's the last time they updated whatever? Fill in the blank, right? And then we're going to write an offer, okay? And we're going to make our offer look super good. I'm going to fill out all of the agent information. Like, we're going to completely make like a great offer, right? We're going to attach our proof of funds. We're going to provide all the documentation that we need, right? And I'm going to write out a very nice email to the agent. And then I'm going to say, hey, like this agent here would be Carolyn, right? I'm going to say, hey, Carolyn, it's Austin. We talked a couple times today. I went back and forth with my partner. We really love the area. I think it'll be a phenomenal property for us. I know you mentioned that your clients are looking, they're in the military, they're looking to move, yada, 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 yada. We really went back and forth. We came to a number that we felt was the most amount of money that we could pay, right? And I tried to make the terms exactly what you want, right? So I tried to give, I know, like the second one we talked to, right? She's like, hey, ideally like a 2 or 3 week close, right? So on that one, I would be like, hey, we did a 2-week close, as is, no concessions, nothing weird, right? Like just a clean offer, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll call the agent again when I click send. Okay, so I'm going to click send, I'm going to call the agent, right? And I'm going to say, hey, it's Austin again with EXP. I'm so excited. We just made you an offer. It's in your inbox. Do you have, is there any way you could pull it up right now while I'm on the phone with you, right? And I'll get them to pull it up while I'm on the phone with them, right? And I'll have them go through the offer and ask any questions that they might have while I'm on the phone, right? Hey, why don't you go to page 1 real quick? Okay, here, blah, 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 right? You can see we did 1% earnest money. You know, it was a $400,000 purchase price or whatever. We did $5,000, or what, $4,000 would be 1%, but we did $5,000 to make it easy, right? You know, and then I would go through it, right? Hey, we did a 2-week close. I know you said that was important to your seller, blah, 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 right? And I would get through the whole thing, and then I would say, okay, well, you know, thank you so much. You know, can't wait for you to present it to your clients. You know, when can I expect an answer back, right? You know, me and my partner are looking at a couple of other properties in the area, and you know, we just need to get one right away, but we can only maybe do like one. There's a bunch of different things that we can do, right? At the end of the day, the goal though is to build the relationship with the agent, right? And so then what I'll do again when I'm on the phone with them, or I'll have another phone call, is I'll say, hey, Mr. or Miss Agent, by the way, do you happen to have any other properties that I can look at, right? And by the way, how often do you get properties like that, right? Like, is that an area that you specialize in, or where all do you find, like, where do you have clients that might want to sell? I would love to be your preferred investor, right? I would love to be your go-to guy anytime you have a deal where you think maybe it could be good for an investor, right? It needs a little bit of work, needs a little bit of updating. Seller needs to maybe get out a little bit quicker than normal. Maybe they need a quicker close. They don't want to have to deal with a bunch of repairs. Whatever, right? I would love for you to give me a call in the future, right? So now I'm building an incredible relationship. The idea is that I get the deal, okay? And we make them really happy. We serve them at the highest possible level, right? And we help them. We're there every step of the way. We get the deal done. No, like, nothing weird happens, right? And then now I have that relationship, and I'll continue to follow up, okay? I'll add them to my Rolodex, and every couple of days or every week, I will reach out to that agent, right? I will email them, I will call them, I will text them, hey, you know, wondering if you have any more. Now I just completed a deal with them. And they're jacked out of their mind, and now they like working with me. They know that I'm good. I'm good. My word is my bond, right? I have integrity. I do what I say I'm going to do, right? And now when I call them back, I say, hey, look, you know, we're looking for another deal. Like, I would love to make your life as easy as I just made it last week. Why don't we do it again, right? And if I do all of that properly, that agent could bring me 100 deals, okay, over the course of time, right? So imagine a world where you have a relationship with 100 real estate agents that bring you 100 deals over the next decade, right? Do the math. That is 1,000 deals. That is 100 deals a year for the next 10 years through 100 relationships who bring you 100 deals, okay? So I think it's 10,000 actually. I think my math is wrong. Anyways, you get the point. Thank you so much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.